Welcome back, everybody. You're watching the Handyman Business YouTube channel where we discuss money, making lots of money. So unless you've been living under a rock, there's a song out. Rich men north of Richmond, politicians, businessmen. Saw an interesting video, a reaction video. Everybody's got a reaction video to this damn thing. But it was Wrangler Star. Some of you know him. He's got a very successful YouTube channel, a very unique take, saying that just sounds like complaining. Just sounds like some boo-hoos. Just to clarify, I do like the song. I posted about it on my Instagram. My Instagram will be linked down in the description if you want to follow along on a few behind-the-scenes things that I do for the business. So the Wrangler Star came down hard on the guy, and he actually showed up in the comment section saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. The Wrangler Star did a reaction video. I've been a fan for years." And he roasted me. So a lot of blue-collar guys are singing this song, and they're complaining about being an employee, working double time hours for not so good pay. And my solution is become self-employed. Work those double time hours for quadruple pay. Make $250,000 in just 200 days. That's about $1,250 a day. So I've been self-employed since around 2008, and I've had many different phases of life that I've been self-employed through. A single beach bum living on a sailboat. I don't know if you call me a snowbird, but I would winter on a sailboat most of the winter. In the summertime, I would work self-employed to support my lifestyle of living on a sailboat in the wintertime. So I've got quite a bit of experience from bachelor to father, being the main breadwinner of a family, all self-employed. Now, there's a big difference between self-employed and owning a business. Self-employed, you don't make money unless you're doing work. When you own a business, the business makes money while you sleep. A lot of people get that confused. Now, there is a really good thing about being self-employed. Self-employed guys get to take advantage of all the business tax code. Everything in the tax code that's supposed to help businesses succeed, a self-employed guy can take advantage of. So if you wanted to go out and buy, say, a pair of $600 bison boots, you can write that off. I've got quite a few businesses these days, and just about everything I do is a tax write-off. We've talked more in depth about that in live streams. So I'm just going to run down a few of the benefits of being self-employed, what got me into being self-employed, and what's kept me here. Because there's been some times where I just didn't want to deal with it anymore, and I just wanted to go back to being a bank teller, something easy. First thing is freedom and setting your own schedule. I have a lot of hobbies. I do a lot of different things. And when I first got into this, when I first got into being self-employed, my big hobby was going to the sand dunes and riding dirt bikes and four-wheelers. My old house had a 2-car garage that was just packed. I actually made a loft that you could drive ATVs up on top and park double levels in a smaller 2-car garage. But the maximum I could ever take off consecutive days was 4. And the only way to do that was to pair them up on a weekend and a holiday. So I could take a Friday off of vacation, use a Saturday, Sunday, and take a Monday holiday. Anything more, the company I was working for wouldn't allow it. You can make as much or as little as you want or need. When I was a single bachelor, I would work summers, save up the money, go live on the boat. My transition to getting married, I think it was engaged, I would work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. I would fly to Florida every single month for 2 to 2.5 weeks. Come home, work for 2 weeks, buy a ticket, back to Florida on the boat. That was just my thing at a certain period of time. The only way to do that is being self-employed. So when you're ready to settle down, you've been self-employed and you can actually turn it into a legit business. You can scale your self-employed gig job into a real business. That brings us to today's video sponsor. Now, you've heard me talk about Jobber in the past. It is the way to run your small business, to run your self-employed business. Every month I've been challenging myself to learn a little bit more about the system, Jobber. I call it a system because it is a full business management program system app. You use it on your phone. You use it on your desktop or your laptop. The newest feature I just turned on is called Jobber Payments. Now, even though you're still a one-man show, you can appear as a legit business. Your invoices, your estimates, your communications all run through Jobber. Now your payments can go through Jobber. You send your customer an invoice and they can pay online, just like they would buy something on Amazon, just like they would buy something on eBay or any other website, like the handyman.store. You type in your payment information and you buy a hat or a t-shirt. Well, now your customers can do the exact same thing. The feedback from everybody who has downloaded it and have implemented it into their self-employed business has been all positive. The link will be in the description. If you are serious about making money and having the ability to scale your business when you're ready, Jobber is the best program that I've found to do that. This channel really focuses on doing manual labor as your self-employed business. Pricing is always a topic of conversation. The resistance about my pricing always comes from people who are employees or people who were employees, now they're self-employed, but they still haven't learned the rules of the game. They haven't figured it out yet. In a, let's just say a trim carpentry business, the lowest paid person and the person who is easiest to replace is the person who does the manual labor. The person who makes the most money is the guy who gets the work, the salesman who gets the jobs, who gets the contract. That is the most valuable part of a business. And a lot of these guys don't know how much the salesman that got the contract for them to do work make. It's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've worked in construction my entire life. I am at 15 years fully self-employed. The prior 8 years, I was an employee as a construction superintendent, building homes, building condos, even dabbled with some ski condos. And I always dealt with the salesman. I can't stress that enough. Getting the work is the most valuable part, not doing the labor. So even though you can build furniture like nobody else, unless you can sell that furniture, unless you can find customers to buy that furniture, it's worthless. That is kind of the biggest barrier to entry of making a lot of money, making that $250,000 in 200 days. Use your intelligence, use your drive, use your vision, use your motivation, and start a business. Start doing what you do for your employer, but do it for yourself and do it for other people. Now, in the past, I've talked negatively about marketing on social media, and that was mostly through the review sites like Yelp and Google Businesses. Your competitors will find you and they'll leave negative reviews, and then you're stuck with them. That may be more so in larger cities, but I've always shied away from it. It's been pretty obvious that you have to be active on social media. YouTube and Instagram, Facebook ads, having a Facebook page are all necessary to get started. Once you're 10 years in and you've got a customer base, you've got your contracts dialed in, you might want to scale back your social media, unless you want to scale. If you want to scale yourself to the moon, social media is the easiest way to do that. Any business, from a restaurant to bike parts, anything you can see and touch, that company is on social media. I often get comments from guys that do the work that I do. They do the labor. And they say, I'm only making $18 an hour replacing toilets for an apartment complex. I'm the maintenance man. He's an expert toilet installer, but he's getting paid less than some states' minimum wage. You've got the skill set. You just need to learn to sell that. Try out social media. Try out a YouTube channel. Try out an Instagram account. Save up some money. Invest in some targeted local Facebook or Instagram ads. I just accidentally clicked on something tonight, and now my Instagram feed is filled with advertisements for bathroom remodels. They've got their AI dialed in to get your ad in front of people. So there is a lot of yeah buts, yeah but this, yeah but that. And I want to address those in a separate video. All the negatives and all the roadblocks and the hurdles and the setbacks and everything that comes with being self-employed, and especially being successfully self-employed. The more you make, the more you've built, the more you have to lose. We'll talk about that in the next video. Please drop a comment below on your experience with being self-employed. Has it gone well? Have you tried to get into it? Have you taken your skill and tried to sell it to people and make a living? Thanks for watching. Goodbye.